Hi, my name is Norris, and I'm a soul worker here at Soulworks Studio. I had an event this morning that I was inspired to share with all of you soulers. And I identify as a soul worker. And so what that means is connecting with my whole heart to another person in any given moment or time. The length of time is of inconsequence. And today that happened on a day when I was experiencing some overwhelming grief. And in this moment I'm about to share, it reminded me of my work. It reminded me that I'm a soul that came here to be a healing agent. And in the form that my healing often takes is in random acts of connectedness, of kindness, of seeing. And it's not random, it's synchronistic. It is my ability to say yes to the spirit that speaks inside of me and the soul that guides me. And so what happened was, I'm walking my dog and I'm crying. And I'm probably going to start crying right now. Really missing my dad. For those of you who don't know, my dad transitioned to the ancestral plane last year on April 15th. But February is especially significant in our lives and my life. This is his born month, the month that he came to share the gift and the wisdom of community, of perseverance, and love. And so Valentine's is coming up, and he is the most loving man, one of the most. And I'm so thankful to have had the acquaintance of him for the 48 years of my life and know what it feels like to be nurtured by a man. My father named me along with my sister, and he nurtured me. And in this, like the tears are streaming like they are now, this man I walk past. At first, didn't think anything of it because I didn't really look at him. I looked at him but didn't. And then the spirit said, turn back. And my soul said, yes. I turned back, and then I looked down at the man's feet. He turned to me and he was like, what's your dog's name? I said Nico, and he let me know he loved dogs. And I looked at his feet. He had on 2 mismatched shoes. To the eye, looked like 2 different sizes. And they were soaking wet. Right now, I'm in New York, and we have had snow after snow after snow. And so, excuse me for a moment. I need to wipe my nose. Here we go. So, we have so many inches of snow right now. And so it occurred to me, Spirit said, talk to the man. And I talked to him, and I said, where are you going? And he said he was going to a friend's house to give him some food. And he did have a little bag of food. And so it's here, I'm thinking to myself, someone who doesn't have 2 pairs of the same shoes in the same size, nor did he have a coat. And it is 28 degrees but feels like 19 outside, still has the propensity to give. Giving is not predicated on having money, which money is a beautiful thing. I love it. But what I'm saying is a lot of people make that the reason why they don't give. And then I continue to listen to my soul's guidance, and the soul said, take him home. And immediately I was thinking, my sons, I have 2 of them, have brand new sneakers, never worn. So I asked the man, I said, what size do you wear? He said 9.5, 10. So that's my youngest shoe size. But at the time I wasn't thinking about my youngest shoes, because I had just bought my oldest a pair of sneakers that he said he don't like and he's not going to wear. And I was like, all right. And they're 11.5. And then I was like, I only have 11.5. And he said, that's okay. I'll take them. I'll put on multiple socks. Because when you have nothing, you know you have something. And that is the ability to be resilient. That is the ability to create something and make it work. And so I said, okay. But as we're walking back, and we're like 2 blocks away from my house, we're walking, I'm thinking of all the things that I could grab to give to this man, because my son has a brand new coat that he's never worn. I have my other son has a ski jacket that is no longer in fashion. And so I came to my house, and he said, my hands, I have no gloves, they're cold. And as Spirit had me, I had taken my father's gloves from the house. I didn't ask my mother. I don't know. They wanted to walk with me. And so I said yes. And that's all. And so these gloves never made it into the door of my house. They were in my car, which was parked right in front of my house. And I began to go inside, and then I said, no, the gloves are right there. So the man, he was gonna wait outside. I didn't take him in my house. I took him, he stood there with my dog. So I get him the gloves, and these are warm. And as I'm handing him these gloves, the tears are rolling, streaming. And I said, here, my father wants you to have them, Lord Prince. He has made his transition. But there's a reason that he wants you to have these gloves. And this man didn't know him before today, reached out in his arm and comforted me just like my father would. And it was so beautiful. There was nothing separating us, nothing about where he came from, what got him to have one shoe and the other not, nothing. There was no separation. All that was visible was the unification of the soul with love. Not only my soul, not only his soul, but my Father's soul, because the soul never dies. It can be here, right where you are, and everywhere, all at the same damn time. And I'm so grateful to have the soul awareness to even get on this screen and share this with you. This is not something I would have ever done before this coronious time. And I have courage today. And I'm doing it not because I want to. It's because I am being led. And I say yes. And so now I go into this to the house. I go get the 11.5 Adidas black sneakers. And then Spirit said, Spirit, soul, all of it, your other son has his exact size. And whoever he's on his way to visit to bring that food, they can use these sneakers, the 11.5. So I go to my son's room, sneakers in the bag. He forgot about them. Didn't even remember. So now I get the sneakers. He has 2 coats, one from each son. God does it. Yes. And so now my son also has sweatshirts, tags on them. He's not going to wear them. And I'm so grateful to have this amount of abundance. It's not a judgment. It just is. And so therefore, I put them in bags. My son was like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? I said, come and see. Come see Lord Prince. Lord Prince, come see him. So you can see who you're giving to. My son comes outside. He shakes his hand. And it was such a beautiful exchange. And only the soul knows how to bring it all together. And so now he has 3 bags. And I could see it would be cumbersome for him to carry them because one of the coats he had to carry in his hands. They didn't have any more bags. And I said, would you like for me to help you carry this to where you're going? And he said, yes. And so it gets better. I have a dog. He loves dogs. And this man has the most gentle heart. Why? Because my heart had no barrier on it. I have wept and washed away all of the debris in that moment. Right now, there is no debris obstructing my heart from yours or from any other person, being. Now, after this moment, if I choose to pick up debris, no love lost. There's only gain, and there's no judgment. It's a moment by moment basis. And as so we began his journey, the journey walking to wherever he was going, he says, do you have a job? Do you know a job? I would like to work. And gentle in speech. Everything about him gentle. And I said, well, no. He said, well, I walk dogs. Whether it's true or not, it's convenient. It doesn't matter. And I said, I don't necessarily need a dog walker. But I know that I am able, I'm generous, and I'm here as a soul worker. And in that moment, I knew that my dog's soul and his soul needed to spend more time. That was the assignment. And so now he is employed. And this is for you, Lord Prince. Thank you for showing me who's Lord in my life. And not Lord in the sense of a mysterious, ethereal, unaccessible, unattainable, not conversational being out somewhere that there's beyond touch or comprehension or experience. Lord is the governing of your life. And you decide what name you give it. You decide to listen. The Lord of my life is my soul. And when all of us are aware of that, the whole of us work things out in miraculous ways, in magical ways, in ways that are beyond the capacity of language to even describe. So I thank you again, Lord Prince, for being a principal experience, bringing me back to what I've studied about 8 years ago that not many people know and that I've been reluctant to share. That I am here to minister. I am a metaphysical minister, and my ministry shows up in the form of random acts of kindness. It shows up in the form of yoga, creativity, teaching, speaking. It shows up in so many different ways, but how it shows up and when it shows up, I allow it. I don't plan for it. And that's my gift. That is my gift. And everyone has their gifts. And I invite us to continue to participate and share that which is principle in your life from a place that is governed by the Lord that you identify with. And that can look like nothing, right? Thank you. Thank you so much for listening. That's all. Peace, love, and soul. I salute you. Namaste.